Environmentalism in Connecticut. I am big on publicizing the costs, the perils, and the opportunities. I am also a liberty-minded would-be legislator. So there's a lot of potential gnashing and clashing, but hopefully a good amount of synergy. Liberty-minded people can be for government-oriented protection, government-enforced protection. And we in Connecticut have a soon-to-be salient, I mean big, problem of waste disposal. So it is an opportunity and it should be discussed. I have a free market disposition, but it does yield to environmental protection. We individuals, and here's the libertarian philosophy behind it, we as individuals have a right to clean air and clean water. As individuals, however, we have no ability to enforce that right. We can't pay the army of science researchers to determine who is causing certain pollution and how harmful it is to people downstream or in the air. We can't, as individuals, pay for lawyers to litigate on our behavior or manufacturers' behavior. We thus need government. We need government to protect our individual environmental interests. And I would like to see a constitutional amendment that specifically empowers Congress to legislate for environmental protection. We don't have that now. This was not an issue in 1789 when they were ratifying the Constitution for the first time. It is beyond the federal constitutional power right now. But until we get a federal constitutional power, states have the leeway to make grand alterations, restrictions, permissions in the environment. And one needed law is making producers pay the waste disposal costs of their products. Consumers are unable or unwilling to do that on a large scale. I mean, too many of us don't want to go through the trouble of parsing things, recycling things, even reading labels for what should be separated, okay? But manufacturers do know. They do know the costs of what will be a disposal of their item. And to some extent, manufacturers do have the ability to reduce those costs. I thus believe in a sales tax, a tax that somewhat equates the waste disposal cost of a product to the consumer's pocketbook. All right? So the consumer is going to pay a higher price. It would mean that consumers who are astute and can dispose of items at a lower cost, they could exempt themselves from this tax. Now, I don't see this as a really high tax, but it should equate to the true waste disposal cost. So let's say a shopper leaves Walmart with a carriage containing a big screen TV, a couple other major items, some smaller items that are packaged with high disposal cost packaging, some even tiny items, but they have some toxicity, and disposal costs money if done safely. Let's say that totals $300. A tax of $12 is eminently reasonable to take care of the disposal costs of those items. Now, maybe this consumer has some things in the carriage that don't have any disposal costs, or they're really negligible. Unwrapped tomatoes, okay? Walmart has a grocery. Maybe that's in the basket. Maybe there's some toy wood blocks, unpainted, unvarnished, zero disposal cost. You could actually throw them in the ground someday and they will decompose fine. Okay, no cost to that. $30 of that in her otherwise $300 cart. So now her cost goes from all of $330 to $342. It is, for most of us, negligible. But for Walmart, a firm committed to keeping consumer prices low, I love Walmart, they have an incentive to keep prices still low by actually displaying the new products that conform to the negligible cost or even some reduction. Hey, this item used to be 5% more expensive, and now it's only 2% more expensive thanks to this good innovative packaging by the manufacturer. Walmart can still steer its customers to lower prices and better products. Now, I do feel for consumers who are pressed, okay, where even the 4% now makes buying something marginal. I have 4 responses to this. Number 1, we are a wealthy nation. And we're a relatively clean nation because of our relatively high willingness as Americans to use a portion of our wealth for environmental cleanliness. And those of us who want no trade-off, just the lowest price possible, you can move to Bangladesh or Brazil or China, where they don't give a crap about their environmental protection, and look at their rivers, look at their lakes, don't swim in them. Number 2, there will still be Americans who do want cleanliness. They are poor, and they are pressed to pay the extra 4%. I still think you should sacrifice. Now, see everything else at StewartForLiberty.com about how I would, on the front end, increase your wealth. Okay? You won't be sacrificing with a regime like mine, like what most liberty-minded legislators would be doing for you. Number 3, most consumers do not notice a 4% increase, okay? We who pay an extra $5 per bottle and don't dispose of them, or don't recycle them rather, we do throw them out for beer, okay? We're paying that 4 or 5% anyway. We who pay for a Pepsi 12-pack an extra 60 cents, we are paying 12.5% more than the cost of that 12-pack. We do that routinely, and very few of us actually return for cash those bottles. Finally, if you did notice, this is reason 4, a 4% increase, and care about its pinch, for gosh sakes, join my posse. Okay, it's there at Stewart for Liberty that saves money, saves far more money on other activities. When we face a high cost to distribute, the manufacturers will stop putting the environmentally costly S packages on the market in the first place. Manufacturers should have that burden because they know what the costs are, or they could find it out far more easily, and they could change their processes to make it better. And finally, a few consumers, innovative consumers, might become innovators that help manufacture. I mean, backyard remedies can, if financed by investors, become widespread processes or services. Consumers, with the costs foisted on them, who want to save money for themselves and all of humanity, end up being the best innovators. Some manufacturers will take up your backyard remedies to, yes, save themselves costs. That's the beauty of selfish capitalism. That is not an oxymoron. It's a wonderful thing. And it all starts with knowledge. So those of you who care about the environment, please, I do too, publicize the costs of waste disposal. Publicize the results of bad disposal, about, I want truth here, about the health effects on people near landfills or incinerator plants, or possibly about leakages that go far away and into a water spring. Publicize how we might save costs. I, as a would-be legislator, am in your corner, and I will then help fashion solutions, both private and public, that does include laws, that make our environment cleaner. I'm Mark Stewart.